Hey everybody, Russ W. Oker, Go Hills TV, powered by JBS, bringing more to the table. It is time for our Warrior postgame, and we get the Hy-Vee Warrior win tonight, 79-64 over Pratt. Coach Dewey joins me now, along with Vlad Simerich, who had a big night, 9 rebounds for this young man, played hard out there, had a great evening. Coach, let's just open up with you with some opening thoughts on how your team performed tonight.
I was really proud of him in the first half. We came out. The whole point of this week was to play with some toughness, and some people got to know that you've been waiting all week long after a loss to play this game. Like you got to show it with your play style and your aggressiveness and your tenacity and your want to. And I thought we did that in the first half. But second half, we got to clean a lot of things up. That's really hard. I understand. I've been a part of a lot of junior college games where you're winning by 18, 19, 20, whatever in the first half, and in the second half it's really hard to play with a lot of young 18, 19, 20-year-olds that have not necessarily been in situations like that where they understand the importance of every single possession, even when you're up by 20. So I believe the second half we really need to watch film as a team and learn and make sure that doesn't happen again, and we can shut some teams out so it doesn't get too close in the second half like it did.
Well, we led at 17 at the half. We ended up winning by 15. Never really were able to just completely put them away.
Correct.
But we didn't necessarily ever let them get too close either. But the 18 turnovers, I'm sure, are of major concern.
It is a concern. Our goal every game is 10 or less, and the guys know that. We threw away some careless balls tonight, and we got a lot of things to clean up, but that's normal. Early November. That's what the film is for. These guys don't necessarily understand in the heat of the moment the mistakes that they're making, but then you go back and they can see it right in front of them. Oh, that's me on the TV screen. That's me doing exactly what Coach said I didn't do. Maybe he is right. Kind of helps them figure some things out, doesn't it, Vlad?
9 rebounds, 7 points for Vlad tonight. We called his name a lot on the broadcast, and he was up against a young man on the other side, 7'1", some good size there. We certainly want to hear from him, but your thoughts on his performance tonight?
Vlad's just getting better and better. His first time in the U.S. was when he got here a couple months ago, and U.S. basketball is a lot different than Euro basketball. And I actually texted Steve yesterday, which is his guy that helped him get here, a mentor of his. And I texted Steve late last night. He doesn't even know this. And I just told him, I said, just so you know, I think Vlad's going to have a really good week this week, or a really good weekend this weekend. And because he had such a good week of practice. Everything you do in the game, you don't just magically show up on Friday and Saturday night and it happens. He prepared this week every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in practice. And I saw growth every single day. And he's starting to figure it out a little bit. And he's going to keep getting better.
Vlad, could you tell you were having a really good week of practice, and were you expecting then for a good night tonight?
Yeah, I would say we're practicing really hard. We prepare ourselves for these games, and that's why we won. What about the game? So I think we did a really good job, but the second half, like already Coach said, so we gotta continue to play. We gotta, play harder, and so we gotta prepare ourselves for the next game. So.
Well, you were battling a young man tonight quite a bit. They list at 7'1". We list you at 6'9". Talk about the challenges of battling somebody that tall.
Yeah, it was so difficult because a guy taller than me, and so I just gotta play so hard, every time pinch him, and so that's what I did. So
you did it very, very well.
Coach, talk about, you mentioned to Dwayne Cook at halftime that Abdullah really kind of got you guys sparked there in the first half. Talk a little bit about him.
That kid plays hard. I thought we got off to a slow start offensively. We couldn't really get anything going. And Abdullah, after he started the game, he came in, I don't know, probably back in at around the 10, 12-minute mark, and he completely changed the game simply with his energy, his effort, his competitiveness, his want to, just going after loose balls. I mean, he had 3 steals, I think, in the first half, and none of those steals were in his area. They were all out of his area where he's just going and getting it with his energy and effort. And I kept telling the guys, if that doesn't inspire you, a guy playing that hard to get you going too, I don't know what to tell you, man. So we just gotta get 5 guys on the floor playing that hard at all times. That's the goal every game. Find the dudes that want to play hard. We got a lot of guys, man. It's hard figuring out who to play every single game, and it's gonna be. I tell these guys all the time, it's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be a different guy's night every night, and it's your job to just play the right way, play as hard as you can, and play unselfish and play for one another. And if you do that, everything's gonna work out.
Well, we struggled from three-point land in the first half pretty well, but we got it going a little bit there in the second half. We finished, I think, around 40%.
Yep.
That's a pretty good number from three-point land. Was there a message in the locker room about that, or you just figure shooters just keep shooting, right?
We shot a lot this week, didn't we? I made them shoot 100 free throws after practice every single day. We were coming in at 8 in the morning, different groups, just getting shots up. Nothing too rigorous, just because we got games, but just getting a lot of shots up, a lot of shots up, a lot of shots up. I was very disappointed last week with 2 teams coming into our gym and shooting better than us from the three-point line. And it was good to see some shots go in from Mason Costello. Hopefully he can do that again tomorrow night against that zone.
Well, Tyler shot the ball fairly well tonight. Maybe it'll be a reverse of when, last week when Butler didn't shoot it well on Friday and then lit it up on Saturday. But you get the win over a good Pratt team. Everybody out of the Region 6. They play good basketball, good opponents. Now you're going to face Tyler, who we know is a good program and a coach that folks here in Warrior Nation are very familiar with, and Coach Marquis. But what did you see tonight from them that your team better be ready for tomorrow?
They're long and athletic, and they play hard in that zone. We have not gone against a zone since we started. We didn't play any zone in the jamborees. We've been working on it for the last couple of weeks, just knowing we have this game ahead of us. So it'll be good to see kind of what guys step up in a different play style. And a zone's very, very different than a man-to-man. You got to have a high IQ and an understanding of where guys are on the floor, and spatial awareness on when to cut, when not to cut. So it's going to be fun to see who shows up tomorrow night.
Talk about depth. We certainly have that. Tayshaun Bridges had 10 points tonight, 3 rebounds. So your thoughts on what he brought to the table for you tonight?
Again, talking about the week leading up to this weekend of preparation, Tayshaun showed me, and Zevin Gadsden as well, they both showed me this week in practice that they want to play more. And every week in practice leading up to the game is going to determine who gets minutes out there on game night. And Tayshaun had a really good week of practice leading up to this game, and he was rewarded, and he played really well.
Quentin Perkins also in double digits tonight. You really have, obviously, especially there in your backcourt, you got a number of guys. I can imagine when everybody's going hard in practice, it must be a lot of fun for you to watch. It must be pretty competitive in practice at times.
It can definitely get competitive. That's what it's all about. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, we'll look forward tomorrow night. Tyler coming into town. Warriors get the Hy-Vee Warrior win, go to 2-1 on the season. And at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, we will take on the Apache from Tyler, Texas. There's a 4:30 game if you want to come on out to the Hellier Center for that as we continue the RV and Powersport Classic. Coach Dewey, Vlad Simerich joining us on the post game. We appreciate that very, very much. That's going to do it for us here on Go Hills TV. Warriors win at 79-64. We are powered by JBS.
Go Warriors!